I'm so jealous.
I know.
Because you've just, I mean, she's a bit of an old mate of yours, isn't she?
She has. We've done a few interviews over the years and a few songs together, a few stories to tell. Shan't be telling any of those, but we did have lots to talk about. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the one, the only, Miss Dolly Parton.
Dolly, it's so good to see you. You look so beautiful. How are you feeling?
Well, I'm feeling good. If you say I look good, 'tis better to look good than to feel good, right?
I don't mind doing both, but it's been one of those crazy years, Dolly, hasn't it? I mean, how have you been holding up there?
Well, I've been staying busy and being creative, trying to do things to kind of keep my mind off of all the craziness going on in this world. But it's been crazy for everybody, and I'm just glad that I have the talent and the time and the energy to get out and do stuff like this.
The last time you came on our show, we sang Islands in the Stream.
Every beat of my heart, we got something going on. Take it, Tarzan.
Baby, when I met you, there was peace unknown.
Is it good to do it on the Zoom like this?
Come on, come on. I set out to get you with a fine-tooth comb. I was soft inside.
I think you're going to ruin your show and ruin my career. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. No.
Islands in the stream, that is what we are.
You know what? I just love that song so much. Written by the Bee Gees and performed by the late, great Kenny Rogers. You must miss him every day, huh?
Oh, I miss him so bad. I loved Kenny. We had such a great relationship, and I never got tired of singing that song with him, but I wouldn't even do it with him on this Zoom call.
I'm in good company then, huh?
And we rely on each other, from one lover to another,
You've written music that I think is, it doesn't even matter where you live, if it's Louisiana or in Brisbane in Australia or South Africa, the themes, the hardships, the heartache, they really resonate. Where does that gift come from? Where is that born?
Well, actually, I can relate to people because I grew up in a big family, poor people, and all the people around us were poor. We're just people with a lot of faith. Not much of anything else, really, except each other. I really think that people are touched by that all around the world because they relate to that. I think they relate to everything I talk about.
Mama sewed the rags together, so in every piece with love she made my coat of many colors that I was so proud of.
I want to read you a few of your own Dollyisms, if I can call them that. You say this: if you don't like the road you're walking, start paving another one. Even though you face enormous poverty, when you were young, you didn't let it control you or control your direction in life.
No, I not only didn't let that control me or change me in that way, I used it for my strength because I knew all the things that were hard. I know some of everything. I have been some of everybody, but I use that to my advantage. I know people kind of get tired of me telling my story about the, from humble beginnings, the Cinderella story, but it's my story.
Can I be so bold as to say this, Dolly, and I don't want to cause any offense to anyone out there, but Dolly, you're a little bit sexier than Cinderella.
You think I'm sexier than Cinderella? Well, thank you. But she might take offense to that. That's before midnight or after. Well, we won't speak about our pumpkins. Me and Cinderella are probably the same on that one.
I'll take either from you, Dolly. I love your company, and I love talking to you. Is it true your family was so poor, your father had to pay the doctor who delivered you in oatmeal?
No, it was cornmeal.
Cornmeal?
See,
Right.
Nobody could pay the doctor. That's our doctor that lived in the mountains that delivered me. He was a missionary, and so they had sent him there to the mountains to take care of the people. But we grew corn. Most of us, 6 of us were born at home. And so Mama was having trouble with me, so Daddy rode out on horseback to bring the doctor back, and he had no money, of course. So we always grew corn, and we shelled that, and Daddy would take it to the mill, to make cornmeal for the table, of course. So Daddy just paid him with a sack of cornmeal, and I always joke and say, and I've been raking in the dough ever since, or rolling in the dough.
That is so funny, which brings me to my next Dollyism. Find out who you are and do it on purpose.
Well, I really think that people have to really think hard on that one. But it's true. You gotta really. People get so influenced by so many other people, so many things, so many causes, and they don't really know who they are. You gotta find out who you are and do it on purpose, and you do it with purpose. And then once you know who that is, then you're able to do so many things, but you've still always got to be able to know who you are.
Jolene, 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 I'm begging of you, please don't take my hand.
I guess everyone in life, well, most people anyway, have pain and trauma. You can let that either shape you, but you can't let it define you in the end, right?
I think that's true. I think a lot of people do let hurt and pain and bad times define them, but that's not, we can rise above it. It's like you may have to do therapy, you may have to do whatever, you may have to pray harder.
What about whiskey? Because I like whiskey and sometimes that's defined me.
Well, just how much whiskey do you like? You can't let that define you. Yeah, it's all right to have a little whiskey, but you don't have to have the whole tray or the whole bottle.
I mean, the whole bar.
Look, she's an absolute force of nature, isn't she? We spoke for about half an hour and we'll bring you more of my Zoom date with Dolly this Thursday on Today Extra when we run through more of those great Dollyisms. And she also chats about her marriage of 54 years to her hubby and why she doesn't mind that she's referred to as a big flirt. Plus, we also chat about her goddaughter, Miley Cyrus. So that's Thursday on Today Extra. Meantime, today, Dolly's brand new book is launched. It's called Song Teller, and it has all the stories behind her spectacular music. It's in stores today.
That was a fantastic chat. I love listening to that and all those old songs. So because her marriage, 54 years, he just is quiet in the background, isn't he?
Yeah.
He doesn't pop his head up.
So Jolene, and she talks about this later in the week, but Jolene was written about this time when she was in a bank and this girl tried to, basically flirt with her husband at the time. So Jolene, that song was written about this, but he stays in the background, likes it in the background, doesn't mind her flirting, wants all boys to fall in love with his wife, but that's it.
Yeah.
So they're such an interesting couple, and she's a powerhouse of entertainment. I love her.
No, it's a beautiful chat. It's clear that you two have a really nice relationship.
Yeah,
and I thought you sang okay. And it kills me to say that.
Yeah, no, I know. I would never admit that to you.
I know. But it was, it was almost in tune. It was well done.
Almost.